Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 944, and today's topic is the rubber plants and the types of rubber. There are hundreds of rubber plants, and strictly speaking 500 rubber plants are identified from which they can extract the milky white liquid, that is latex. But out of these 500, one plant that is called Hevea Brasili, and Hevea Brasili is the main plant that is called rubber plant, and more than 90% of the natural rubbers, that latex is extracted from this plant worldwide. And this white milky liquid, which is we are getting by incision of the plant, and it is the mixture of, that is isoprene unit, rubber 12 to 15%, and rest of the other things are protein and some other natural products. And in 1 hectare we can get from 400 to 500 kilogram of rubber. And the rubbers are of two types. One is called natural, other one is called artificial, or we can call synthetic. And these natural rubbers, they are the polymers of isoprene units, and that's why they are also known as isoprene polymers. But the synthetic ones, they are synthesized, and those synthetic ones, they have the property of rubber, means main property is elastomer, means elasticity, but the synthetic ones are not that much elastic. For example, if the rubber band we are stretching, it can go from 5 to 10 times more by stretching, but it cannot, the synthetic one cannot go for more than 2 times, and it can come back to its original position once the stretching force is removed. So all these I am going to give one by one. So here first I will be discussing about the rubber plants, and in the beginning I have already told you that there are 500 plants from which the milky white liquid is extracted by incision, and that is called latex. And actually latex is the rubber, and it was found in Brazil, and it was in 1800, and it was prohibited to export. So one Englishman, Sir Henry, he smuggled some 70,000 seed or seedling of rubber. He brought it to Ceylon. Plantation was done. Today that country is called Sri Lanka, and from there it was distributed to different Asian countries like Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Netherlands, and then slowly people started cultivating. So here, number one, rubber plants. Natural rubber of nearly some characteristics occurs in the inner bark, and to a less extent in the leaves and roots. So actually the latex, the main rubber milky liquid is found, that is in the inner part of the bark, and in a very less amount it is found in leaves and roots of more than 500 tropical plants. And these some are mentioned here. For example, goldenrod, then dandelion, guayule, and Osage orange, etc. But none has proved to be successful as the latex from the tree Hevea Brasili. So this actually Hevea Brasili, this is the one globally known as rubber tree, and more than 90% rubber is extracted, isolated from this species of rubber plant that is called Hevea Brasili, and it was Sir Henry Wickham smuggled about 70,000 seeds of this tree. So this Hevea tree plantation seedling was some 70,000 were smuggled from Brazil by Sir Henry Wickham, as its export was prohibited. About 90% or more than 90% of these seeds became sterile. Number 2, a part of these rubber plants were sent to Ceylon country, and that Ceylon country at that time in 1800 up to early 1900 it was known as Ceylon, but now its name is changed to Sri Lanka. Ceylon, which later extended to Malaysia, Netherlands, East Indies, and other parts of the Southeast Asia. Forests of rubber plants are also found in Amazon Valley, Central America, and Africa. So in these places we get the forest of the rubber plants. Number 3, today the rubber is obtained from a variety of trees, shrubs, and vines. The rubber plants yield milky suspension of crude rubber called latex. That is actually the rubber, that is your milky suspension. Suspension means it contains some rubber material, that is isoprene polymers, along with that some vegetable protein, some fat, and that's why it is suspension in water, watery suspension of crude rubber called latex. And the bully tree of America gives crude rubber called balata, and the gutta percha is rubber plant of Southeast Asia gives gutta balata. So gutta balata is in Asian countries, gutta balata plant, and latex is well known. And then this guayule tree of Mexico. So from that guayule tree of Mexico and California, which gives you guayule rubber. In Russia, coke sagir, tiny wild dandelion was discovered to contain rubber in the form of filaments, and that was in the root in the year 1931. The improved plants had been found to contain about 12% rubber, and the yield is 450 kg per hectare of plantation. So now I am discussing the types of rubber. I have already told you that there are two types of rubber. One is from natural source, that is plant source, in the form of milky liquid, that is called latex. And the second one is artificial, or we call it synthetic rubber. So types of rubber. A, natural rubber. Rubber or elastomers can be obtained from two sources, which may be natural source or artificial source, that is synthetic. So we have natural rubber and synthetic rubber. In this way we have two types of rubber. One is known as natural rubber and other one is known as synthetic rubber. So natural rubber. The source of natural rubber is a group of plants comprising nearly 500 different species, which is a white milky substance known as latex. and which is a dispersion of polyisomers, that is polyisoprene. When the surface is either cut, I mean the tree surface, or wounded, the latex contains about 25 to 40% of rubber hydrocarbons dispersed in water in presence of stabilizer, proteins and some fatty acids. That is the mixture present in that, and where the rubber contains 25 to 40%. Synthetic rubber. A synthetic rubber or elastomer is a vulcanized man-made rubber-like polymer. Vulcanized means where the sulfur is added and some polymer is synthesized, and that polymer may be bunion or butyl rubber. So a rubber-like polymer which can be stretched at least twice its length, but it returns to its original shape and dimensions as the stretching force is removed. These synthetic rubbers are Buna S, Buna N, butyl rubber, then neoprene, etc. are the examples of synthetic rubber. Next one, the synthetic rubber is, that is chlorinated rubber and oxygenated rubber. It can be obtained by passing gaseous chlorine into a rubber solution in benzene or carbon tetrachloride. About 66% of the chlorine has been found to be present in chlorinated rubber, and this shows that on an average 3 to 4 chlorine is added to each isoprene unit. So here I have given the example of chlorinated rubber, and each isoprene unit there are 3 to 4 chlorine is added, and that amounts about 66% of chlorine present in chlorinated rubber. So with this I will stop. In the next lecture I am going to discuss some more synthetic rubbers one by one. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.